Well then, little service bot, you will do the housework from now on because I'm sick of being a housewife. In the meantime, I'm going to rework this fake Mona Lisa painting from the Willow Creek Museum of Emotions a little bit until it's indistinguishable from the original, sell it for a lot of money on Magnolia Promenade, and then my new life as a crime boss can finally begin. Wake up. You don't want to be late for school, do you? Hurry up and get dressed.
Seriously, Mum? Daisy will be turning 12 this year. Don't you think he's old enough to set an alarm?
Look who's talking. You're turning 18 this year and you weren't up in time either.
I don't have to be. My first class is cancelled because Mrs. Clam is still sick.
Good, then you can help me in the kitchen because I have a church meeting in half an hour. Our priest likes the hymn I wrote for the Sunday service and wants me to teach it to the choir. Come on.
She may not be a crime boss, but she's definitely bossy. At least to the younger men in this family.
Evelyn, where are you? I can't go to work without my sack lunch. You know how terrible the food is at the police station.
I'm here. Will sandwiches be alright?
I don't want sandwiches again. I just had them yesterday, and you put cucumbers in them, even though you know I hate cucumbers.
Sorry, my dear. I have some fresh apples from Aunt Elisa's tree for you today.
But I also hate apples.
David Sylvester Bell, stop bossing your mother around like that. You're not a toddler anymore. Now Evelyn, where's my sack lunch?
Just a second.
Good morning, Jayden. You look a little lost. Is everything alright?
Everything's normal. As weird as usual.
Are you sure? Because you've been like this for days, and I noticed you've started smoking again.
It's just teenager stuff, I guess. Nothing important.
It is important if it drags you down. And you know you can talk to me about everything your parents would never understand. No need to keep secrets.
What about you? Are you keeping any secrets yourself?
Adult stuff. Nothing you'd be interested in.
I see.
Jacob Aiden, where have you been? I asked you to help me in the kitchen.
Sorry, I was just admiring the painting you started a few days ago. When will you finish it?
Never, if I have to keep running the house all by myself.
So, how long do you think Grande will stay with us?
Yes, seriously. Don't need another person here whose secrets I have to keep because I can't even gossip about them due to my lack of a human voice.
As long as it takes Mum to find him a new home. She wants to move him into grandfather's old place, but has to get it back first.
Ah, right. That could be a problem.
She better hurry up. It's not that I don't like Grande, he's nice and all, but he keeps breaking things around the house.
At least he only breaks your stuff and doesn't make it disappear. The other day he accidentally sat on my chew bone without even noticing, and I haven't seen that thing since. Can you believe it?
And because he's such a nice guy, I'm not sure how he's going to fit in with Mum's evil alliance either.
You don't know this yet, and neither does she, but due to her criminal inactivity in recent weeks, the underworld doesn't really consider her a threat anymore, so a big softie by her side can hardly do anything to damage her reputation even more at this point.
I know what you mean. The other day when he put the rubbish out, I heard what sounded like a child crying, but when I looked out of the window, I saw that it was actually him, crying because he had accidentally stepped on and killed a mouse on the way out.
That mouse was already dead. I killed it, and I'm not even a cat. That's how desperate I've become, since my lovely chewbone was eaten alive by Grande's ass. Where's my respect for ridding the house of vermin? Oh well, what you are in the dark.
What adult man cries because of a dead mouse, and sounds like a child at it?
Grande, obviously.
Mum, you look annoyed. Did he break your keyboard again?
Checkmate.
No way.
Yes, but that's not what bothers me. By hacking the land grab's private servers, we discovered that they don't own my father's mansion anymore. They sold it to Crabcorn.
Good morning.
You make it sound like that's a problem. Excuse me.
It's not a problem. I just would have preferred to fight over the mansion with the land grabs. Nancy's face when she doesn't get what she wants is priceless.
Jayden. To what do I owe the honor of your call?
Hi, Wilbica. I've been thinking about that wishing well we used to travel through time. You said there's another one of those in the basement of your house. Do you think it could grant me another wish?
Are you crazy? I told you there's always unforeseen consequences for making a wish. I'm surprised you still haven't noticed any, given that you were the one who threw the coin in.
Maybe that means the consequences aren't as severe or even as noticeable as you said. And I could really use some magic now.
Sorry, but just because I was forced to reveal my magic to you, doesn't mean I'm going to use it to solve all your problems now.
It's not for me. It's for my mother. Remember that she wanted to study and become a doctor at some point? She could still do that now, or become one of so many other things, if she wasn't constantly held back by, well, her family. And I don't think just talking to her is going to solve anything, as Elise has already tried that time and again.
So now you want me to whip out a little spell to make things better for her? Well, since her family is what's holding her back, the best solution would be to remove them from the picture to give her more time to focus on herself. But since that would include you, I don't think that's what you had in mind.
No. And I don't want to completely change her personality either. Just make her more self-confident and also a little more selfish, so she doesn't keep sacrificing her own dreams to enable everyone else's.
Fine, I'll see if there's anything I can do, but it's going to take a while. Let's meet later when I'm back from Brightchester, and make sure to bring something that belongs to your mother, because one thing I know for sure is that spells like that always require a personal item.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
I'm the best, huh? Took you long enough to realize that.
Good for him. Now how long is it going to take you to realize that your brother cheated in your chess match?
Are you sure they'll come?
What kind of question is that? When a criminal VIP like me requests a meeting with the leader of a rivaling criminal organization, it doesn't come with a piece of paper that says yes, no, and maybe.
Just saying. We've been waiting for half an hour, and so far there's no one else here except for that girl who looks like the thief from Mass Effect.
That's Barani's daughter. I've seen her around here before.
Does she have a name, by the way? She keeps showing up everywhere, but I don't think her name has been revealed yet.
Mischief?
You again? I keep forgetting your name.
It's Mary Sue.
Seriously.
Well, nice to see you, Mary Sue, but I don't have time. I'm waiting for someone else.
Rumor has it you came here to meet a member of a shady organization called CrapCon to blackmail them into giving you Crumple Bottom Manor.
And the last time we met, you assured me that you were not working for them, yet here you are. You can't be more than an unimportant underling though, so I wonder why they sent you.
That organization doesn't exist, but let's pretend otherwise for a moment, and that I was indeed working for them. Would it be so unbelievable that they'd send an unimportant underling to deal with an unimportant recurring nuisance whose bark is worse than her bite?
What? That's my reputation among crabcorn? You're right, I don't believe it.
Well, let's just say, someone who needs the protection of two scary-looking bodyguards can't be as big a threat as she makes herself out to be.
Thank you for calling me scary. I wouldn't appreciate that under normal circumstances, but since I'm training to become a criminal now, I'll take it as a compliment.
And I'm only here because I had nothing better to do tonight, so just ignore me.
You can ignore them both, and just tell your boss to give me what I want, or else.
That's not going to happen. Rumor has it Crumple Bottom Manor will be used for a new season of Big Brother, featuring highly intelligent androids in place of real humans.
Over my dead body.
Suit yourself. I should go now, because I have yet another place to be tonight.
It might be too early to tell for sure, but I got the impression that this didn't go so well.
Looks like Crabcorn doesn't take me seriously anymore. Unbelievable.
Not really. You haven't committed any major crimes since the raid on Crumplebottom Bank, and that was almost 2 months ago. The criminal underworld isn't so different from showbiz. A celebrity who disappears for too long will ultimately be forgotten.
No, I shall not be forgotten, or thought of as some petty bitch whose bark is worse than her bite. I will remind Crabcorn and the rest of the world what mischief is capable of.
Jayden, I realize I didn't specifically ask you to meet me alone, but why you invited others to join us is beyond me.
Sorry, but my brother caught me sneaking out and threatened to tell our parents if I didn't bring him along, and Mary Sue can grant us access to the school.
Why are we even meeting at school? Don't you get enough of this place by day already?
Nobody else comes here at night, so nobody can disturb us. Mary Sue is taking her sweet time though.
She's actually called Mary Sue?
You didn't know that? What did you think she was called until now?
I never really thought about it at all, to be honest.
Sorry for being late. I got distracted.
Did you bring your lockpick?
As if I needed a lockpick to get through this pathetic excuse for a door. My hairpins are more than sufficient for that.
This is forbidden and wrong. We shouldn't break into school at night.
I didn't force you to come along. You can always go back home.
No, what we're doing here is way too exciting.
All right. Weirdo.
We're in.
Are we really going to cast a magic spell on Mum?
Of course not. It's all just fun and games, like years ago when we played with that old witchboard, until Dad found out and took it away.
For once I agree with your father. Consulting a witchboard is neither fun nor a game.
But this magic ritual is, right?
Right. And we have yet to make a few preparations. Rituals that are supposed to affect someone's behavior in the long run always require ingredients representing the left and right brain halves, logic and creativity respectively.
I could draw a picture to help with the creative part.
Sounds like it could work. You do that.
And I could go to the tech lab and build a small robot. There's nothing more symbolic of logical thought than a man-made creation that is capable of it.
Good idea. Jayden, did you bring a personal item?
It wasn't easy to find something that belongs to my mother only, because my parents share pretty much everything. But yeah, I managed to steal her personal Bible.
Good. Now I need to prepare the potion containing the actual magic for the ritual.
My mother will get her Bible back though, won't she? Because sooner or later she'll notice that it's missing.
She has to get it back, otherwise this would be a waste of time. I'm enchanting her personal item, so every time she touches it from now on, she will get a dose of the spell.
Wouldn't it be more practical to cast it on her directly then?
Yes, and also more dangerous and harder to reverse, especially since I'm doing this for the first time. So unless you wish to kill your mother, how about you leave the magical thinking to me?
Are you okay? You seem a little angry.
Do I? Well, why could that be? You used to say witches were the coolest thing in the world, yet ever since I told you that I am one, you've been avoiding me, only calling when you needed something. I don't know if I can trust Elise anymore after all that creepy stuff we found in her secret basement. We have a noisy new housemate who keeps destroying everything he touches, my brother beat me at chess, and now we're breaking into a building we usually don't even want to go into when it's open. So yeah, I've definitely seen better days.
I'm sorry. For avoiding you I mean. You know, that Elise's situation creeps me out too, especially because I see her every day. In fact, I've been seeing her every day for as long as I can remember, always thinking of her as my cool aunt, and the polar opposite of my stuffy mother, the one I can actually talk to about everything. But with that secret she's been keeping, I don't really know what to think of her anymore. I still find witches and magic fascinating, that was not a lie, but I guess I just needed some time to process the huge revelation.
That's why I said you should talk to her about it. Everything else will only end up making the secret even bigger, as well as the fallout once it inevitably comes to light. Yet here we are, laying the groundwork for even more secrets.
I just want to help my mother, with no ulterior motives. That has to be worth something, right?
Maybe. The potion is ready. I hope the other ingredients are too. Let's see if we can find something that can be used as a cauldron.
"13 witches, please help me out. Something is happening that doesn't make me proud. My rivals in crime don't think anymore that I'm the greatest evil this town has in store. I need to convince them, and do so fast, or my dubious fame will be a thing of the past. What should I do to make them believe that I am the one and only mischief?" Okay, another weird as fuck vision. You know, there was a time when my audiences with you helped ease my confusion instead of adding to it. But alright, I'll see what I can find out about that tree you showed me.
What a cute little robot. I've always known that you're talented, but to build something like this in such a short time.
It even talks when you squeeze it.
Fascinating.
Ooh, Jayden and Mary Sue are in love.
Shut up, Daisy.
Yeah, seriously, shut up, all of you. It would be nice if I could concentrate. And that robot is way overdone, considering that it's going to get destroyed anyway.
Destroyed?
Of course, or what do you think happens to electronics in water? Now throw it in.
But it's such a beautiful robot.
Do you want to help your boyfriend's mother or not?
Jayden is not my boyfriend. Okay, fine.
Next, the drawing. And the magic fluid.
Wow, that was scary. I'm beginning to think this is real magic.
It's called a chemical reaction. Jayden, the personal item.
Are you sure? It's a Bible with very thin paper pages.
For the spell to work, the personal item has to be fully submerged in this brew for 13 minutes and soak up its energy. You can wipe it dry afterwards.
I have to agree with Daisy. Is this real magic? Because for a simple game, it's a little bit too elaborate. Can't we just skip this step?
My game, my rules, and besides, what do you know about real magic?
Okay, here we go. Now what?
Now we wait. 13 minutes, as I said, and oh, they must be spent in complete silence so the magic flow isn't interrupted.
But,
hush. Finally, some peace and quiet.
Those were the most boring 13 minutes of my life.
Whatever, I'm just glad that my mother's Bible is still intact.
Remember, the spell will only take effect the next time she touches the enchanted item, so don't expect her to be a changed woman already by the time you get home.
I don't expect her to change at all, because this was just a game, right?
Right.
Mammini. Yeah, I'm her brother. Wilbica, there's a call for you.
Whoever it is, tell them it's too early for phone calls. Don't people have clocks these days?
Good morning. You've been getting up earlier and earlier lately.
Because Foxbury Institute is farther away than my previous school, and since I'm not driving there with Elise anymore.
Why not?
Never mind. What are you painting?
The 13 Witches sent me a vision of this tree yesterday. I'd like to find out more about it.
Guess who's in trouble? That was the principal of Newcrest Secondary School. Willie, you and 3 other kids have been spotted breaking into the school building last night.
That's my girl. What did you do at school in the middle of the night?
Something naughty enough that a certain Mr. Sanders wants to put her in detention for at least a week.
Good for him, but I don't attend that school anymore, so he can shove his detention up his ass. Sucks for Jayden though.
Jayden, huh? I hear his parents are rather strict. No wonder that he's so tempted by the forbidden. And you, Mum, why are you painting the forbidden tree?
The what? Do you know what kind of tree this is?
Sure, it's a big deal in vampire lore. Eating a fruit from this tree used to be a way of becoming a vampire if you couldn't find or trust an already existing creature of the night to turn you. But they were extremely rare, only found in natural environments completely untouched by mankind, and needless to say, the last of them died around the time industrialization began.
So they no longer grow today?
No. You really didn't know this? I'm surprised, because the first forbidden trees were planted by Mother Moon, who is also an important figure in witch religion.
I never cared much for the magic realm's religion, but all this talk about forbidden trees and fruits reminds me more of the Adam and Eve fairy tale anyway.
The events described in the Bible aren't completely made up, there's historical evidence of at least some of them, so I wouldn't be surprised to learn that that story was also inspired by true events.
Indeed. Your father once told me that the mythological deities we know of today were some of the first witches, so Adam and Eve may as well have been some of the first vampires. But that still doesn't solve the problem of how I'm supposed to obtain the fruit that no longer exists. Time travel is impossible, not even the ageless sage can do it, so why did the 13 witches send me this vision?
I don't think you're supposed to take it literally. We know now what that fruit does, so maybe they're trying to tell you that you should become a vampire.
Or maybe it's time to finally ditch those 13 witches altogether. They also sent you to Strangerville and no one knows why.
Witches move in mysterious ways. It may not always be obvious what they want me to do, but I'll find out, sooner or later.
Jacob Aiden and David Sylvester, your school just called. The principal wants to see you both in his office first thing when you get there today.
That's just fantastic. What did you do?
Nothing.
Don't lie to me. I'm a cop, and I can see the guilt in your eyes. You better confess your sins right away.
Calm down, Aaron. You were a teenager once too. Are you telling me you never did anything that caused you some trouble with your teachers?
No, never. I was always a model student.
My condolences.
I agree with Elise. They're just boys. Whatever they did, I'm sure it will sort itself out.
If you say so. Maybe I'll calm down if you make me some more of these pancakes for my sack lunch. They're delicious.
I don't have time for that now. There's another church meeting in a few minutes. But you're a grown man with 2 fully functional hands who can read recipes, so I'm positive that you can make your own pancakes.
What's that supposed to mean? Has everybody lost their minds today?
To the contrary, my mind has never worked better. I feel like a new person for some reason. And you all know where the dishwasher is, so excuse me.
Go, Evelyn.
Wow, she's building some self-confidence all right, albeit not in the way I expected. Thank you, Wilbica.